What's up, everybody? It's Darkstrider, the YouTube assassin. And over the weekend and even today, I've been asked a lot of questions about what my take on the whole ninja controversy right now is. And, you know, I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to let you know what's going on. So, first of all, if you don't know, Ninja is an excellent Fortnite player. Okay, he streams that on his channel. To say he's really good at it is an understatement. It's his game. Not to say that there aren't any other like really good Fortnite players out there, but like he is really, really good at this game. So he has his channel, and around I believe it was Saturday, in fact, the 11th, that he stated that he will not stream with female gamers, meaning that as he's playing the game, he will not have the kind of interview thing that he does with other players if it's a female. Okay, he'll only do that with males. So now, like a couple of people just went absolutely berserk. Like, why would he say that? He's hurting the community. To say that you're not going to play with women is, sexist. Like you're just trying to like, keep us down. Like it basically it hurts the community. Like there's so much going on that like people just I mean they really did lose their minds over this. So now people did not understand why he felt this way or why he would go about saying something like that. Why would you make that statement? Why would you like not play with female gamers? What is that all about? So of course, right away, immediately everybody thinks, that this guy's just being sexist. And it does have an impact, if you're going to be sexist, or racist or anything like that in gaming. Especially if you're that popular, it will hurt the community. But the thing is that, people didn't understand it. And, I've heard all kinds of, like things like some people really didn't do the research or read these articles and everything. First of all, the man is married. Okay. So his idea is that he doesn't want to play with female gamers so that, as he's going on with like this banter and everything, like you often do because you're trying to entertain your, everybody who's watching, all the viewers, you want to entertain them as well. You're going to be talking to, like whoever is playing the game with you, and you're going to say some silly stuff. You're going to get into, like all kinds of, different things and whatnot. That you get into like some witty banter. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's, like just laid back. Sometimes it's over the top. It all depends. All right. Uh, Now, we know that sometimes, first of all, men and women can be friends and just friends. Okay? And I mean, that's completely possible. I absolutely believe that. I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes like, yeah, right. But it is possible. Men and women can be absolutely platonic friends. Okay? Some people refuse to accept that. Some people believe that if you claim that you have a platonic relationship with somebody, or if you have any sort of friendship with somebody of the opposite sex, that you've got to be doing something with them. And, that's just not the correct attitude to have. But some people take it like that. Now, this man is married, which is something I didn't know about him. Not because I don't care or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that like I've never really looked into, like what he's done and what he said and stuff like that. I know he plays Fortnite. I know like a lot of my friends that are like really into Fortnite. They know who he is and they go on about him, how great he is and everything. I've seen a couple of his matches and everything, but I've never like delved deep into the man's life. And now that I'm seeing all this controversy and all this madness over a statement that he had, I've been looking into it, and like he's actually publicly said in a couple of different interviews and articles that he's married. Okay, he's not just married; he's happily married. So now, he didn't say that he's not going to play with female gamers in just to like hurt them, or like just out of like ignorance, or like he just really thinks that he's the man, and like like all these women want him or anything like that. That's not what he was saying. What he was saying was that you know when you're online, and you got to admit this, sometimes the online community is very, very toxic. Okay. A lot of times, we say things, we're behind the keyboard, and we just say all kinds of like nonsense. We talk crap to each other and stuff like that. Even on headsets while you're playing games, like you crap talk somebody, you talk all kinds of garbage, you tell them they're trash, you do all kinds of stuff like that. And I mean, that's just what the gaming community is. But there's a difference between like playfully going on and saying, hey, man, you suck, this, that, and the other thing, and, joking around and stuff like that. Getting into like arguments with your friends over, like the game and things like that. And then there's like really, really going in and saying things you really shouldn't say, and racist comments, and blowing up and stuff like that. And, sometimes you even get like harassed. When I first started my YouTube channel, I used to get, like for the most part, I got a lot of people who were like very supportive. They were excited to see the glitches and everything that I did in Assassin's Creed and in other games. They were excited to see, like how I helped them figure out certain things. That's what I like to do. I do what I can. Then you get like some of the people who, just went out like, hey, like you absolutely suck. You're bad at this. Like get off of YouTube, things like that. I remember there was one where like every single video I put up, like it was a lady, in fact. Every single video I put up, she would immediately jump on and just crap talk me like it was crazy, like clockwork. I could put up a video and like just within a couple of minutes, I could see her pop up. My video was disliked, and she would say the most outrageous nonsense, and it was crazy. Like I couldn't understand why she felt that way. Like I didn't do anything to her personally or anything like that, so I don't know. But it is what it is. And throughout a couple of my other videos, there are people that curse me out and say all kinds of crazy things. Like if I put a like, hey, I believe this is what's going to happen, or like I kind of think this, that, and the other thing. If I give my opinion, like some people like really, really go absolutely berserk, and like they'll flip out. Some of you have actually seen that. Some of you have actually commented on my videos, and when you comment on the videos, somebody else will like jump in and say all kinds of like crazy stuff. I mean, depending on who you are and stuff like that and what you say, things get like kind of toxic. Like sometimes it's just jealousy. People are angry that you're doing so well, or angry that you have banter with somebody. Like a lot. What I like to do is I like to actually talk with a lot of the people that comment. I try to answer comments whenever I can. Okay, sometimes it's hard. A lot of you send me emails and messages on Xbox One and PlayStation and stuff like that, and like I try to respond to everybody. I can't. There's so many of you, and like I really wish I could give you all like a full day or my full attention, and like I can't. So like it's spread thin sometimes. And then on top of that, I also have a life. I do things around here, and like I can't spend all that time with you. But like that's just the type of person that I am. But there are people who are like really, really toxic. And I'm sorry I went on toxicity, but it is a problem. It's a massive problem, and a lot of people, like there are a lot of people. For the most part, you guys are really awesome. You're a lot of fun. You say a lot of funny things and whatnot, and like we joke around and stuff, and we have a good time, and that's what I like. I like stuff like that. But then, there are some people that, that they don't like that, or they don't like seeing you have that kind of like, repertoire with me, and they might say something, just out of pocket to you and stuff like that. Sometimes the community is toxic. Okay. Ninja's thing was he wants to avoid toxicity in regards to his wife and like his family and stuff like that. So what he wanted was, he doesn't want to play with female gamers, not because they suck, not because like he's better than them, not because like I'm just too cool for female gamers, not that female gamers have cooties and stuff like that. Even though it did sound like that at first, but what it is he just wants to avoid drama that will start all kinds of rumors and may inadvertently affect his family. Okay, he doesn't want that. So that was his whole reasoning behind what he said. And he actually did a Polygon article, I believe yesterday, in fact, and he actually echoed this. He actually just let people know exactly how he felt, the exact reason he actually went in and said this type of thing. He elaborated. So, uh, you know, a lot of people immediately they just took it like he was being sexist, and they blew it all out of proportion and everything. But the long and short of it is, he's married and he just wants to avoid the rumor mill. When you play with somebody of the opposite sex, sometimes you could say things that are considered flirtatious. Okay, he may not mean anything by them. He may just be joking around. Maybe the person he's playing with is just that cool that he could say something not offensive, not sexually offensive or anything like that. Because that's never cool. And I don't see Ninja as the type of person to do something like that. But he did not want to say something that could be taken as like some kind of flirtation, and then all kinds of rumors start and everything, and it gets out there, and like it gets to like his family, and families asking her, his wife, like, what's going on, why is it that like why is he flirting with this girl, what's happening here. There are some gamers that actually play together, that are male and female, and that stream together, and people are actually questioning if they're secretly a couple. Okay. um you know that kind of thing happens. So he wants to avoid this. He wants to avoid the rumors. He values his relationship with his wife over everything else. So I commend him for that, and I kind of see where he's coming from there. Okay. um I mean, does that mean he has to shut female gamers out completely? I mean, no. you know and again, what I want you to understand is that uh, like his statements don't represent all male gamers. Okay, no one should worry that there's going to be like a sudden backlash where men and women are playing separately as they're playing their video games and stuff like that. He even goes on to say that he looks forward to actually playing with female gamers, and playing with them on the battle royale in Fortnite and stuff like that. He looks forward to that. He looks forward to like competing against them, playing with them. He's not anti-woman. He's not men are where it's at, and like you have cooties, you can't play. He's at, hey, listen, I just don't want anything getting back to my family, and things happening where people think that because I say something or I act a certain way or I laugh at somebody's joke or whatever, that out of nowhere I'm flirting with this person, I'm trying to get with this person. Because, like sometimes people take things way out of proportion, and they just, it gets crazy. So I see that, you know. Um, for the most part, that's his views are not the views of everybody else. Okay, me personally, I would love to game and stream with other female YouTubers and streamers, I would play, any type of video game with them and stuff like that. And, I would hope that, anything that I said or that, the female gamer said would not be taken as, us flirting or anything. It's just, two friends having a good time, playing a game, and that's what it is. You know, some people like to see these ships though. Some people like to see, oh look, they kind of look cute together. If they were playing together, imagine if they were a couple, and it goes on and then it explodes from there sometimes, you know? And then, like you're answering all this mail like, hey, what's going on? Are you guys a thing? And you're not a thing, but people either want to see that happen or, they like what they see. They think it's cute. They have questions and stuff like that. And then there's the other side of the coin. Let's say that I did a stream with somebody and we got along really well. And, we keep streaming together and stuff like that. People will, kind of assume, hey, listen, maybe there's something going on. Especially if, we have like a flirtatious kind of like, banter back and forth. People are going to like really think that something is going on. And maybe something at that point is going on, or maybe nothing is going on, and we're just good friends playing. Okay? But it all depends on how people take that, on how people see that, how they perceive it. All right? Say I do meet an online streamer or YouTuber, and we play, and as we're playing, like we do get along, and something does happen. Okay? There may be a situation where people actually like the female gamer, and maybe they're sending me all kinds of like, hey, you a-hole, you took my girlfriend and stuff, and even though you have never met this person or had a conversation with this person, some people are really stalkery, it happens, or vice versa. Somebody may say to her, hey, listen, this is my man and stay away and stuff like that. It gets crazy. Sometimes, especially when you're in the public eye, when you're, like either famous or semi-famous, okay? When you're playing all kinds of like games and stuff like that, when you're streaming, like you got all these other gamers that are watching you and stuff. They see what you're doing, and they make their assumptions. They like you or they hate you. Sometimes they subscribe, sometimes they don't subscribe, sometimes they stop their subscription, all because like various reasons. All right, they don't like your content anymore, they don't like you anymore. And in a case like this, there's flirtation going on, or possible flirtation, and people are just getting crazy. So this is the kind of thing he was avoiding. This is what he wanted to avoid. All right, he didn't want all kinds of nonsense happening, and things getting back to his wife that weren't true. And not to say that she's a dumb person or anything. That's not what he was implying either. The problem that he had was he didn't want this to go to a certain extent where she did begin to worry, because if you tell a lie long and loud enough, it becomes the truth. All right, remember that. If you tell a lie long and loud enough, it becomes a truth. All right, you can go around and you could say that this girl or this guy in your school or your town or your job is just promiscuous and messes around with every person of the opposite sex, and they're bad news and everything like that. And if enough people get this idea in their head, and it's told to enough people, and it goes on long enough, people will start to believe it. Okay? It all of a sudden becomes the truth. All of a sudden, you even get like a Mandela effect, where some people are even like, hey, I remember seeing this person do this. I remember seeing this person do that. So it does, it's just a sticky situation. especially, when your relationship is at hand. So he was trying to avoid that. And like I gotta commend him, for doing what he felt he had to do. Um, I could he have handled it a different way? Maybe. Could have he have worded it a different way? Possibly. Um, you know, should he, just consider giving it a try, or guarding himself and stuff like that on what he says and what he does as he's playing games with female gamers? Maybe. At the same time, will he be himself if he, has to guard himself to appease an audience, or to avoid, like people making assumptions about him? It's kind of crazy. Like I said, me personally, I have no problem playing with any female streamers, any female YouTubers, any female gamers. All right. You know, as long as you can game, as long as we're having fun, as long as, we're doing something productive, I have no problem playing. All right. That's me personally. All right. Uh, if people assume that just because I'm playing with a female that, like, me and this female are together, my my attitude towards it is, you can go scratch. This is what it is. This is what we're doing. And, like, we're not a couple. But, that's just me. Sometimes I get really outspoken. Especially if I'm playing with a female streamer or female gamer or female YouTuber who has a significant other, and there people are jumping up and down, and making assumptions that, like, me and this female gamer are a thing, or we're trying to get something going and whatnot. uh, you know to me, not only is that just, like, absolutely, like, insane, but at the same time, like, I would feel bad for that person's significant other. I don't want that person's significant other worried that, like, something is actually going on, something's actually happening, because like, like I said before, when you say something long and loud enough, it becomes the truth. When you tell a lie long and loud enough, it becomes the truth. And for all of you who, play Assassin's Creed, if you read the Codex in Assassin's Creed 2, that's actually some of the words that are written in the Codex by Altair. And those words actually ring true. If you tell a lie long and loud enough, it does become the truth. Unfortunately. All right, so, he just wanted to avoid the drama. A lot of people jumped up and down. A lot of people jumped the gun. A lot of people, felt that he was just being disrespectful, and he was only thinking of himself, and like, he's causing ripples in the community, he's causing problems in the community, and that wasn't the case. Definitely Google the Polygon article and take a look for yourself. They have a lot of the articles where he actually initially said what he said, and then, where he clarified what he said. And, from the beginning, I honestly, personally, I did not see a problem with what he was saying, because I kind of understood. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's his channel. He could do what he wants. It's not what I would do. It's not what I would want for my channel. But it's his channel. He could do what he wants as long as he's not violating any sort of terms of service. I mean, anything flies, you know? Then again, I could still understand why, some people were hurt, why some people, fans of his and other streamers and gamers were, kind of taken aback by what he said. Uh, it's one of those things where, again, I like to get as much information as possible before I make an assumption, or before I make a decision on what I'm seeing and hearing. I want to get as many facts as possible, because I don't want to go in and just say, wow, this guy's being an absolute jerk. He just doesn't want to play with women. It's crazy. What's wrong with him? What is he trying to do? Is he trying to, like, gain, like, a second popularity? Like, what's going on? And that's what a lot of people were doing. At the same time, a lot of people were supporting him. A lot of people were like, yeah, hey, listen, I understand what he's saying. I understand the drama. I understand that, things get really out of hand when you're, like in the public eye. You know, me, I'm a small channel right now. Like a lot of people probably don't even care what I say. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do have a fan base and I do have a subscriber base, and you guys, I enjoy having all kinds of banter with you guys. I enjoy, like talking with you guys. I enjoy listening to you guys, hearing what you have to say. Even when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you shout me out that I'm wrong, and hey, listen, I'm not that guy that can't be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. But in this situation, like I said, I kind of understood where he was coming from. And again, I don't want this to get out like it's like some kind of like crazy problem. I don't want people to believe that you know all of a sudden like male gamers are gonna completely shun or shut out female gamers, that it's gonna be like a the cool thing to do, or it's gonna be some kind of new trend or anything like that. That's not what's going on. Okay. uh, he just really wanted to protect his family. He really wanted to just have that kind of respect for his family, where like nobody sees something that isn't there, or gets interested in a ship that's not there, and all of a sudden it just escalates into something else where it actually ends up hurting his family. And
Nice.
like it or not, whether you support his decision to play with female gamers or not play with female gamers, and you don't support his decision, and you think he's just being like a jerk about it and stuff like that. You got to respect the fact that he does love his wife very much, and he is trying to avoid all all kinds of drama in regards to what goes on and stuff. So I really got to commend him, because you know nowadays a lot of people, or like some people, they will take that as like an opportunity, to use their status, to use their fame, even if it's just on YouTube or Twitch, I mean, or anything like that, that they would use that in order to actually do things behind their significant other's back, and just appease and embrace their own popularity to that extent. And that's obviously just utter trash, but hey, that's how some people are. you know and luckily, like that's not the type of person that he is. And he actually really is focusing on his family, even though like he's having a great time playing his games and stuff. He really wanted it to be about not saying or doing anything that would hurt his family, or be taken the wrong way, misconstrued, and hurt his family. So you really can't be completely mad about that. I mean, I'm sure you could find reasons to, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm sorry for talking so long on this subject. I really didn't mean to talk this much on the subject, but it is a subject that I have been asked a lot. Like a lot of you guys have been asking me in emails, and like sometimes in comments, and some of you even have private ways of messaging me, and you've asked these questions. And I felt like it had to be out there, especially since I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers posting all kinds of like stuff. Um, and some of you will still stand behind, hey, I think he's still a jerk because, he's not playing with female gamers. And I respect that. I absolutely respect that, because I could understand your point. Like I said, me personally, I would not shun or say that I'm not going to play with a female streamer. you know but at the same time, if I was in a relationship currently, then maybe like I would feel differently. you know I wouldn't let my significant other rule over me, though. Like I wouldn't like not play with a female streamer, YouTuber, or gamer, just because she's got insecurities or anything like that. But at the same time, like if I felt that it was going to be a problem, then like yeah, maybe I would not play with this person. But it all depends. Maybe that my significant other would feel like, hey, listen, you guys, you have like a lot of wit, a lot of fun. You're like a great team. You have a lot of chemistry when you guys play together. Keep playing, and maybe she'd support that. You know, but it is what it is. Like I said, that's his family. That's his family life, and at this point, I'm just gonna leave him alone. If it, unless something like really groundbreaking and crazy happens down the pipeline, and this man, like he did something like completely disrespectful to a female, or said something completely if he said like women should not touch a controller or a keyboard or a mouse or anything like that, then I would be like, whoa, buddy, got to put the brakes on that. I don't know what you're thinking. But like I said, he didn't say it in that fashion. He respectfully said, hey, listen, I won't play with female streamers. This is my reasoning behind it. And that was it. That's how he left it. So like I said, I'm going to leave him alone. You're probably going to hear about this from like a million other YouTubers and streamers and stuff. It'll be, Discord discussions and podcast discussions. Uh, but that's my take on it. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, I still respect that and I still understand it, because it is kind of crazy when you think about it, that he would shut out an entire gender just because he didn't want to offend his wife. But at the same time, if you've ever been in love, if you are in love, sometimes for your significant other, you do things that you wouldn't normally do, and it's not because they ask you to, it's because you want to. And like, honestly, that's how I feel about this subject. And you know like I said, a lot of you may disagree with me, and that's fine. And in fact, I'm going to end this video here, and I want to know in the comments below, like, what do you think of the whole ninja thing? Like, some of you don't even know him. Do you even care? you know Others that do know him, what do you think of that situation? Do you think that that's like, okay, that he's not going to play with female streamers? Do you think that, like, he should like, kind of like, try it out and see what happens? Like, what do you think? Should he dip his toe in the water and see where it goes from there? Like, what happens? Should he, like, play with a select few? Maybe a female streamer that actually has significant other. Should he limit himself to that, just to like, keep female gamers and streamers still like, up and running? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you think I'm wrong, if you think that hey, listen, Darkstrider, I think that he's absolutely wrong, because you can't shut out an entire female or the female gender from like, your stream and stuff like that. It just doesn't look good. Like, throw that in the comments. Let me know how you feel. All right. Like I said, I absolutely respect your opinion, and I would honestly love to hear what you have to say. So, uh, you know, just drop it in the comments. Like I said, like, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a female streamer or gamer or YouTuber and you want to do a collaboration, let me know. I'll even do that. Like I said, I have no problem playing with a female gamer or YouTuber or streamer. If we're playing, I'm not playing to get into your virtual pants or anything like that. I'm playing to have fun. We're playing a game. And just let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot, and I appreciate everybody who likes and subscribes. You guys, especially a lot of you who've been here since the beginning, you guys are just absolute tops. And, like, I just like entertaining you guys, and I hope I could just give you guys more and more content that you guys enjoy. All right, other than that, be good to each other. Think before you do something, and just If you don't believe something about someone or you hear a rumor about someone, make sure you get as many facts as you can before you jump on the bandwagon that this person is what everybody says. Or if you witnessed something crazy like that, then, I mean, obviously you have every right to believe that kind of thing and jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, you know what, this person is this type of person. But, unless you've witnessed it firsthand or you have like undeniable proof or anything like that, just be kind to each other. Don't assume things about people, because sometimes you really damage a human psyche and human emotions, and even break the human heart when you do that. Sometimes people become the monster that you believe they are. So, like I said, as I leave, just be kind to each other. And as always, everybody, thank you for watching.